So, to start out the watch alongs and the videos, we got Donkey's anti E3 for 2022. So there was no real E3. There hasn't been an E3 for like the past 2, 3 years, 4 years.
I like that.
It's been a hot minute. But they've been doing things called Summer Games Fest, and people have been doing their own, I guess their own little like things of like showing off games. But they're not calling it E3. But it's still during the same time of that E3 would have been.
Everyone's got their tents up, but no one's meeting under the same.
I mean, the goal is the same, right? Sell games, like sell video games. That's the whole goal.
You would think that would be the goal, right?
Yeah.
Well, for the companies that show up to these things, they're there to help convince you to hype a game so you can go buy
I
it.
just want sponsors.
That's it, right? I mean,
That's
am I
all
wrong?
everybody wants. That's all everybody wants. I want sponsors. Don't you want?
And the
sponsors?
way they do that, I'm gonna predict, because I haven't watched this. I'm gonna predict that they try to sell games by being relatable.
Gotta make
I
them.
think that's okay. I'm ready. My body.
Let's do this.
Body is ready. It's a classic. That's a classic E3 line right there.
Video game industry.
Volume.
Nuh-uh. Nope. Video games, you just pissed me off. This year's E3
Video
was a
game.
goddamn
More
joke,
volume.
and everyone involved, fuck you. This was the
Kinda
most sellout, embarrassing
could
bullshit
raise on your own?
I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, you do it on your own.
Okay.
Check out
Got
Let's
it.
not. The Rock is worth $320 million. Why is he on here advertising an energy drink before they run a commercial for his movie during a video game expo?
Check this out. An iPhone. Whoa.
Why are Twitch streamers on here pretending like they care about video games?
There were like games in GameCube that were like this.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of those like old school GameCube games.
You don't play no games. Go talk about Johnny Depp's trial or some shit. Twitch streamer that plays games before. He wasn't even on there.
I
know who it is.
Platformers pretty much every day for the past few years. I love Jump King. I love,
Oh God, this is
platformers. Jump
awful.
King's really good. And,
Oh God.
For Last of Us, they showed one concept image. This was one of the highlights of
What?
They're remaking Resident Evil 4.
Oh, dude, that's
They're remaking Last of Us
That's
1.
sad.
Definitely doesn't need a remake.
I'm Yasuhiro Anpo, director of Resident Evil 4. And I'm Yoshiaki Hirabayashi, producer of Resident Evil 4. This title is a reimagining of Resident Evil 4, based on the original 2005 release of Resident Evil 4. Let's take a closer look at Resident Evil 4. The over-the-shoulder camera returns, of course. Look forward to future announcements.
The other public. Now,
Oh, this is what I wanted.
older
This is
than
what
you
I'm
remember.
waiting
People
for.
who played
Some
the
KOTOR.
original Xbox still consider it to be one of the best Star Wars games, and it's mostly because it has HK-47, who is a funnier character than they've ever had before in Star Wars. There's also Star Wars Eclipse from the guys who made Heavy Rain.
Your vast
Could be so
experience
good.
hasn't prevented 8 victims from being
Oh God.
murdered.
Oh God.
This studio is great at making
God, I'm gonna love this game.
and I do not understand how they
Give me that
do
quantum
Star Wars
mechanics.
like this. It's kind of
Oh,
like if
God.
they let Tetsuya Nomura make a Disney game.
never played.
Oh no.
Me
Pick
neither.
the first one.
First one.
Oh
Yep.
no.
It was good.
Oh no.
Couldn't
Oh no.
bring me back. Not enough to bring me back.
This looks cool.
I'm actually gonna.
It's
play
too crazy
the
now.
90s.
What the fuck does this have to do with Disney?
Today, Square
Where's
Enix
Mickey?
Mouse?
for
Mickey.
its dedication to the worst story.
Disney Mouse? Mickey Mouse.
Chaos Man was so dumb it was funny. Octopath was soulless. Final Fantasy 15, you had to watch a movie to get the story. Dragon Quest.
Oh
I
God.
like Dragon Quest. Final Fantasy VII remake took a story that actually worked and butchered it. Square Enix is so creative.
Did you ever
they
beat
named
that
the
one?
studio creative business.
No,
unit
not the
too.
new one.
And yet, even by the
Yeah, man, did you
abysmally
start it?
low standards of Square Enix, Kingdom Hearts 3 stands alone as one of the most incompetently written video games ever created. And this is why I have to play Kingdom Hearts 4 for the funniness of it all. Which one is the one with Sephiroth?
Hi, everyone. 2019, Modern Warfare changed everything.
Everything.
There's another.
One thing
Oh,
Modern
God, I hate
Warfare
Modern Warfare
changed.
so much.
Yeah, name one thing.
You know, and Gaz first.
We're on Steam, as you know. I mean,
Call of Duty games are still good for 2 weeks of trashy multiplayer fun, but the campaigns are so fucking pathetic, so outdated. I don't know why they show this. It looks like shit.
I am so excited to play this.
Capcom changed the logo for Street Fighter 6 because everyone made fun of the old one. This game has the great misfortune of following up Street Fighter 5, which launched without an arcade mode. The netcode is still shitty. The AI is too easy on normal mode. The bosses are too hard on hard mode. There's a lot of visual bugs, long load times. They put ads before the matches, and they played it very safe with the gameplay. Street Fighter 6 looks like a pretty dramatic shift for the franchise, but as much as I love Street Fighter, that last game was such a slap in the face to the fans that it's hard to get excited. Capcom really has to redeem themselves on this one.
What is a Stormgate, though?
How the fuck would I know?
So
Like,
we
yeah.
actually copied Origins Wars because that game sold really well.
That's good because you just do something that somebody else does.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with
Wow.
the
What the
creativity,
hell?
taking a jump
Wow.
off the creative ledge.
Jump into the next game. It's from Neo Interactive, and it's called Samurai Zero.
You mean Katana Zero. Select your samurai.
What?
It actually is called that. What the fuck? They showed a million indie games. There was a show called The Wholesome Direct, and the highlight of that show is when Leah called it the Loathsome Direct. Last year there was 9 soup-type games. This year there are 200 frog-type games. Frog Sword, Frog Song, Ball Frog, Time on Frog Island, Here Comes Froggy, Frog RPG, Star Frog, Fancy Frog, Skate Frog, Frog Gun.
In Frog Gun, your grappling gun is a frog.
Devolver's presentation
What?
on trains artists to take attention away from their games and place it on themselves. Double Fine's event actually highlighted some of the more promising indie titles. The 2 that caught my eye were Shim, where you jump from shadow to shadow, and Animal Well. Every game at E3 is trying to be cute and loud. These games look like they actually might be fun. Everyone thought Rockstar would show their next game. They didn't, but Rocksteady did. It's been 7 years since Arkham Knight, and these guys are finally back with Left 4 Dead Shark, where you have to kill Superman. The thing with co-op is that the game is no longer a $60 buy-in. It's a $240 buy-in. Last year,
Wow.
It Takes Two had this great setup where only one person had to actually own the game.
Except you're done like us and bought it twice.
If Xbox is smart,
Yep.
they'll put
Yep.
this thing on Game Pass. That is a perfect match.
Ian,
Really?
you want to add?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Alan Wake 2? No
He's
way
like-
this is real. There are only 2 human beings that have ever played the game Alan Wake. Me and my friend Woa. If anybody else says they played Alan Wake, they are lying to you. Making Alan Wake 2 is like if for some reason they decided to make a Knack 2. The big Sony news is that they are slowly bringing all of their major titles to the PC. Uncharted, God of War, Death Stranding, Horizon, and now Spider-Man and The Last of Us. I'm very happy for PC-only gamers that can finally get at some of these incredible
Woo,
games.
Slug,
and
get the
also
face games
move
down.
on. The Persona series is coming to Xbox, but not Nintendo. But don't worry, Nintendo fans. You guys get Xenoblade 3. You poor bastards.
Monkey to Luffy.
He's called Banjo-Kazooie, you idiot. God of War looks excited to come out this year. Probably won't, but when it does, there ain't no way it's gonna be able to match up against this next game. Sonic Frontier. The second I heard Sonic, I envisioned one of the greatest comedy masterpieces of all time. Looking at the gameplay, I am very disappointed that Sonic is not constantly clipping through the terrain. I did not think they would be able to get that part right. A couple months ago, Yuji Naka, the director of Balan Wonderworld, spoke out, saying he was removed as the game's director halfway through development, and then Square Enix shoved the game out the door unfinished. So far, I'm not seeing any farmers or dancing sequences in Sonic, which is a shame, but the developers have clarified that this is not actually an open world game. No. Sonic Frontiers is an open zone game. It's very Strand-like in that sense.
Now, I'm excited to announce a special
okay.
partnership
between Xbox
Not open
Game
world,
Studios
open zones.
and one of the greatest creative minds and innovators in our industry.
これから、Xbox ゲーム
Thank you,
Kojima.
We're thrilled to have Kojima Productions.
Meanwhile, at Jeff Keighley's
I was
house,
so
they have
annoyed
the
when I
Dead
saw
Space
that.
event, where every game shown was the game Dead Space. Here's a new Dead Space. That's the Callisto
They
Protocol.
only played Dead
Now,
Space.
this is
No, but it was good. I like the first two.
I don't do scary games, bro.
And I was like, is this really another Dead Space?
That's something brand new.
We want this to feel like Dead Space.
Sports Elise.
That's right.
My favorite, the
my
most
game.
Gotta play it.
anticipated open world RPG of the last 20 years.
Zelda.
Okay.
Oh, Starfield was the big reveal of this year's.
Oh yeah.
Turns out it's actually no
Yeah, it
Man's
was
Sky,
underwhelming.
but with shooting. But the shooting is really sluggish and wonky looking. But there's 1,000 planets. The
Yeah.
concept behind this game is exciting. It's something that really taps into your
There's
imagination.
1,000
Flying out
planets.
into space and exploring the universe, learning about different societies and ecosystems. However, Bethesda was already struggling to keep up with modern standards 7 years ago when Fallout 4 came out. And now with games like Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Red Dead 2, Sonic Frontiers, these huge games pushing the limits of scope and polish, I don't see how Bethesda could possibly meet this new, much higher standard with Microsoft spending the entire budget on Blizzard. I would love to be wrong, but the last super ambitious open world Western RPG was Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff Keighley.
Next, it's time for a
Aw.
new look at Honkai Star Rail, an upcoming open world space RPG. Yeah, a lot of space today from
Nothing but space games, guys. They're ready for
Space
space.
I want those space.
Oh, the space.
Don't worry. Those games will all be like
Amazing.
Give me one second.
like yeah.
They're gonna be so good.
That was a good review.
Donkey's always pretty good at breaking everything down, or like what happens at these E3s,
And
showing you all the memes that happen.
yeah. I mean, I am interested in that space one. What's it called? Space
Starfield?
Frontier? Starfield?
Yeah.
I'd be down to try that.
I like that one because it's the people that brought you Skyrim. The problem is it's also for the people that brought you Skyrim.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because they also did Fallout 76 and the other bullshit one. When was when it just came out like that?
I don't know.
All right.